If you are in Nashville, you will listen to country music. And if you are extremely lucky, you will be able to see it in none other than the Grand Ole Opry. Join us in this amazing day of country history. In this video, we're not holding back, and we're showing you front ways and sideways and every which way why Nashville is the music city of America. But before I get you all hot and bothered, why don't I take you out first for some traditional Nashville barbecue. Nashville pork ribs are amazing.
Time for lunch, and we picked the Caney Fork. They have wild game, and they have gator bites and fried catfish. So we're gonna check what that place is like. We're just across the street from the Grand Ole Opry, and you gotta figure the place is pretty good if they got a moose in the corner there. We'll check this place out. Got lots of cool stuff on their menu. They got Nashville ribs, catfish. I think we might try that. But they also have lots of wild game here. You can get bison. You can get elk, gator, all sorts of stuff here. Okay, our food came in. We got a half a slab of ribs and the Southern Special. And there's no way we're gonna finish all this, but
no.
We're gonna
and
have
our sides, what do we get for our sides? Oh, it's over here. We got corn on the cob.
Yep.
And we got mushrooms and onions.
Yep. Looks We're great. Now leaving Caney's, and that was so good.
Leaving what?
Yeah, it was Caney Grill. I think it was Caney Pork. It was called Caney Pork Grill.
Okay.
Doubters. Got doubters behind me.
Yeah, always.
Caney Pork Grill. It was really good, but too much food. Just couldn't finish it all. It's always sad, but those ribs, they just melted off the fork. And the catfish was so tender. It was good stuff. So it was good stuff even though we couldn't finish it all. It's Daisy Country by Catherine Beck. It's like we're over by the Dukes of Hazzard, and there is the Cooters Museum. Okay, that makes all sense now. The Dukes of Hazzard Museum up here. And there's the General Lee. And Cooter's Tow Truck. We're gonna go over here to the Legends Museum. Go check out that place. But they got a line inside there. The Country Legends Museum, and this place reminds me a lot of This Is the Place in Arizona. The front part is all a souvenir gift shop, but the back part is a museum, and that's where we're going to go. This used to be the Willie Nelson and Friends Museum, according to Denise, but not anymore.
Now it's just the Legends of Country Music Museum.
We've got Brenda Lee, Loretta Lynn.
Stop.
The Country's Legends Museum is $10 if you buy online. And while it is not an amazing museum, it is fun as a little roadside distraction.
Willie Nelson's Grammy for Best Country Song of 1980, On the Road Again. So, yeah, there it is. I'm sure you got more than that, but that's the one they have here. Lots of Billboard Top Country songs here. Looks like he's been on the Billboard Top Hit at least 4 times. Here it is for Remember Me. And then later for Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. Then You've Got Money on This Time. And then Good Hearted Woman. Here we have Willie Nelson's original booth from Tootsie's Orchid Lounge with lots of signatures on it. Looks like the last signature came in 2010. Right here is all of Willie Nelson's platinum and gold records. Got Stardust, Half Nelson. Just 16 times platinum gold record. And here's Patsy Cline's outfit over here.
And Patsy Cline jewelry.
Yep. Here we have Hank Williams' 1986 Dodge truck. Reminds me of the truck from Back to the Future, actually, with less headlights.
Except for that truck was all black. But
yeah. But looks a lot like, and look, this one has custom music, frets and stuff, and all leather interior. Here's one for my cruise fans. Here's when Tanya Tucker was on the Love Boat. There's a script from the Love Boat and the outfit that she wore on the Love Boat. Here's Porter and Dolly. The Porter Wagner show was a very popular show. Dolly Parton was on it. Norma Jean was on it. Spec Rhodes, the Wilburns. Eventually, Dolly Parton, of course, got too big for the Porter Wagner show, and she left. She wrote the famous song, I'll Always Love You, played it, and that was her kind of farewell song on the Porter Wagner show. Here is dedicated to J.D. Summer, who was the last one to tour with Elvis Presley back in the 70s. There's the two of them traveling together. Denise is wearing her Johnny Cash shirt today, which is good because she's standing right in front of Johnny Cash's photo.
Yeah, well, this one is for all the Highwaymen.
And this is the Highwaymen, all of them together.
Willie,
But I was talking about
Waylon.
behind you. There's a big portrait.
Yep. There's Johnny. Man in Black.
Yep. But these are the Highwaymen. This is a costume by Dolly Parton when she was on the Porter Wagner show. Beautiful white dress here. She was tiny. That's such a small. If I pull back, she was tiny.
She is tiny.
She is tiny, yeah. Yep. You just don't recognize that. Yeah, I guess country Western singers are small. Tiny. Little Jimmy Dickens, he was really small. Look at that picture right there. You can see.
Little in his
They got
forehead.
his footprints out front here where all the footprints are.
Yeah.
They are so tiny.
Jimmy Dickens boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little boy's size 2.
Okay.
Nudies
Yeah,
rodeo
his,
tailors.
his prints out there are real.
Oh, you said you saw.
Far top left.
Oh yeah, on the far top left, that's her, Connie Smith. Yep. We're going to see her hopefully tonight. Museum, and it was a really good museum. I
It
enjoyed
was
it.
a lot of fun. It was cheesy, but just a lot of really cute, cheesy
Yeah.
souvenirs. You
Small,
know.
chibi stuff, but it was fun.
But we like old country. It was all old country.
Yeah, 70s,
All 70s, 80s
80s.
country.
Yeah.
Maybe early 90s, maybe, but not even. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you're looking for the recent stuff,
Yeah.
no, there's nothing here
Yep.
for anybody.
And
Most
now
of those people are
everything
still living.
good ends as gift shops. We're
She
gonna
said, you know,
go see what Willie Nelson's fortune would be for me. See what's there.
Pay attention now. Willie Nelson has a word of wisdom just for you. He who laughs last thinks slowest. Stay alert, my friend, and laugh heartily and quickly. Stick around. Old Willie will tell you more of his secrets. And wisdom is better than a good smoke, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Had fun looking at the legends and the line for Cooters. It was all a crazy line, but that's died down now. We are now on the grounds of the Grand Opry. We're actually going to go to the Grand Opryland Mall is what we're going to do. But we're first going to pass by Shoreways, which is their water park. We're passing by Soundways water park here, and behind them is the mall, and the atrium is where we want to go. We are walking through this ginormous parking lot here. When I booked tickets for the Grand Ole Opry, I knew that they were no longer at the Ryman Theater, and they haven't been in the Ryman Theater for a long time. But I didn't realize that it was a whole like resort complex. I didn't realize that there was a hotel or a water park. It's a lot bigger than just the Grand Ole Opry Theater. It's a whole complex thing here. So it's definitely different than I thought it was going to be. Nice entryway into the hotel here. Go check out what the lobby's like. I believe we have found the atrium, which is the patio. Very nice here. I can hear it. There's the fountains. Cascades up there. Reminds me of Disneyland. King Triton's, but bigger. We're now taking the path over to the Opry Mills Mall and to the Grand Ole Opry itself. See how this path goes. And there's our full first look at it. The Grand Ole Opry itself. The old Grand Ole Opry House. The Grand Ole Opry House moved to its current position on March 16th, 1974. And so it's been there. Before that was the Ryman Theater. And then right next to it is the mall. The Regal Corporal Opry Mills Mall. So we're right by each other. I can hear the music already. We'll go see what's inside this. A great big game show and the escape room. And there's an aquarium inside as well. In this mall, there's all sorts of ways to spend your money. You can ride inside of a robot, it looks like.
The mall kind of has two parts to it. The first part is kind of a museum center with some generic chain attractions.
Toussaint's, the great big game show, aquarium. They have an aquarium here. And if you want to start singing, you could just take the stage and start singing yourself. You could become your own legend right here on the stage.
The second part of the mall is just a traditional mall, but there are some stores that are unique.
It's called It's Sugar. And basically, they have all the candy you'd ever want, including some international ones. They're advertising a lot their Swedish candy. That's different. We don't have those in California. An actual Toys R Us store. I guess we're bankrupt, but I know that they got bought out by JCPenney, so they probably brought that out. People take a picture with Santa, and over here you can take a picture with a bunny. There's a bunny over there.
Yeah, it's a fairly common thing. They do that at our mall too.
Yeah.
It's a mall thing.
Looks like there's a Bass Pro Shop Outdoor World here. Not a huge one, but a pretty big one. I wonder if they have a shooting gallery inside. They have a waterfall inside, just like the one in Ontario, though. We've got a Rainforest Cafe. There's one in Florida, too. Not many left, but there's still some left. Do they actually have animatronics here? Oh, they got a hippo here. Train museum or okay, we got some pie for Pie Day here. And a little bit of ice cream because I gotta have that too. Necessary stuff. We just left the mall and we had a really fun time at the mall, and now it's time for the grand event.
Concert time was coming, so we left the mall and headed out to the Grand Ole Opry House itself. We bought our tickets a few months ago online. When we bought those tickets, they were just general will call tickets. They cost us $100 each, but we were just told the date. We didn't know who was going to play or where the tickets would be, other than we did know that they were going to be on the first floor.
Now we gotta go find will call for our tickets. I'm sure we'll figure it out here. Go over here for my will call. I got my tickets. We have tickets to the show. It's going to be legendary. We're going to have Irish dancers there. Connie Smith's going to be there. Aubrey Sellers is going to be there. So many people headlining the show. And then afterwards, we have backstage tickets. So we're going backstage after the tour, after the show.
The format of the show is pretty simple. After 100 years of shows, they really have the format down.
We are here in the Grand Ole Opry, and we have amazing seats. We're in row L, and the stage is just right there. That's pretty cool. We got a good deal. Grand Ole Opry's been performing since 1925. They did make some special broadcasts during COVID times, but other than that, they've been continually broadcasting.
They haven't missed a broadcast yet.
Yep.
During COVID. Back COVID is when I remembered how much I love the Opry. You know, we caught a bunch of those. They haven't always had an audience yet.
Yeah.
You know.
We're waiting for the Grand Ole Opry to start. You can see people dressed all sorts of manners. Some are just jeans and t-shirts. Some are fancy.
Lots of Western wear, but not everybody's in Western
nope,
wear.
Just all sorts of people dressed up. We got tour groups, we got singles, we got couples, we got families. It's all sorts of people.
As soon as the air sign is on, you can feel the excitement. The very first act was the legendary Opryland Square Dancers.
Welcome to the Opry, everybody. How we feeling on?
Legends keep on coming like crazy. We had Mark Willis play his 1970-something song.
Is out now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Connie Smith.
We found out that Connie Smith, #1 country Billboard legend, was going to release her 55th album. The lady is 80 years old and still sounds like she did back in the 1960s. We even got to see a few people make their debut at the Grand Ole Opry. About halfway through, there is a 20-minute intermission, and then we had another hour of legendary entertainment. This is John Connolly, known for his country hits like Rose-Colored Glasses and Lady Be Down.
Intersection somehow, I don't know. Well, good. If you're over 30, you'll be able to relate because that is the subject of the song. It is called The Backside of the Big 3-0.
Being it was March, there was even professional Irish dancers.
The show just ended here at the Opry, Grand Ole Opry for Saturday, and it was amazing because who came to these?
Oh, at the very end, Vince Gill was on mandolin. Vincent and Daly came out, and I'm like, oh, Vince Gill on the mandolin. And then they introduced. I was like, and then look at it. I'm like, right, that's Vince Gill on the mandolin.
Yeah, it was a pretty amazing show. You never know. Every show is different here at the Grand Ole Opry. And now we're just waiting for our next tickets, which are our backstage passes. So let's go see what that's going to be like. So we just got out of the backstage tour. Couldn't take video back there, but it was a very comprehensive tour. Basically, there's like 8 different stages to the tour, and you go learn about the musicians, you learn about the speaker for the voice of the Grand Ole Opry. You go to all the dressing rooms. There's 13, and one of them's not labeled number 13 because you can't have an unlucky number. And then you go to the family room where you can have some lemonade. You had some lemonade, and you can see different exhibits there. And then at the very end, you get to take your photo on the stage in the circle. Yeah, I'll get one of you, and then you can get one of me.
The backstage tour, we were shuffled into a gift shop and we bought some postcards.
So,
At the hotel.
I don't know. So, that was the grand finale of our visit. What do you think, Denise?
Oh, that was amazing. That was way cool.
Yeah.
For a country fan like me, that was amazing.
Yep. Of course, we still got to get back to the airport tomorrow, but we'll do that later. Now we got to find an Uber because the bus system from here to, you can get back to downtown, but would have taken us 2 buses, an hour, and some walking. And right now I don't feel like walking, so we're going to find an Uber back.